Once upon a time, in a quiet village surrounded by green hills, there was a wise Zen teacher named Nimo. People from far and wide came to him for advice on how to find peace and wisdom inside themselves. One day, a young student named Zetsu came to Nimo with a question. He wanted to know how to read someone's mind and understand their thoughts. Nimo smiled kindly at Zetsu and said, "My dear friend, understanding others' thoughts isn't about reading their minds, but about listening to their hearts. Let me tell you a story that holds the key to this wisdom. A long time ago, in a faraway land, there were 3 joyful monks known for their extraordinary ability to understand people's feelings and thoughts without speaking a word. People were curious about them, and news of their talents reached the neighboring kingdom. The king himself heard about these monks and decided to test them. The king had a clever plan. He randomly chose one of his ministers to dress up like a royal, hoping to confuse the monks and prove that their talent was just a trick. The day arrived when the monks stood before the king's court, radiating kindness and wisdom. The disguised minister was among the nobles, all dressed in their finest clothes. The king asked, "Wise monks, can you tell me who among these nobles I can trust, and who carries loyal thoughts in their heart?" The first monk stepped forward, looked around with a peaceful gaze, and then chuckled. He pointed at the disguised minister and said, "It's him, Your Majesty. He has the heart of a humble servant and the loyalty of a true friend." The king was surprised, but remained skeptical. He turned to the second monk and asked the same question. The second monk gracefully pointed at the same minister and said, "Your Majesty, this noble soul holds thoughts of devotion and admiration towards you." Now the king's doubts were fading, but he still couldn't believe the last monk would say the same thing. The third monk, a wise elder with twinkling eyes, approached the king and said, "Your Majesty, this man's heart is full of love for his fellow beings, and his thoughts are filled with compassion and kindness." The king was puzzled and asked, "How did you know?" The 3 monks smiled warmly and replied, "Your Majesty, we can't read minds. Our gift lies in observing the subtle expressions of the heart, in truly listening to others and understanding their emotions. People's intentions and feelings aren't hidden from us because we approach them with an open heart, free from judgment." The king learned a valuable lesson that day. Nimo gently patted Zetsu's shoulder and said, "To understand others deeply, my dear student, you must learn to be fully present in each moment, without judgment or haste. Listen to their words, observe their actions, and empathize with their emotions. Only then will you unlock the profound connection that lies within every human soul." From that day on, Zetsu dedicated himself to mastering the art of listening with an open heart and understanding others with compassion. He learned that true understanding comes from connecting with people's hearts, not from trying to read their minds. So, my dear friends, let the story of the 3 joyful monks guide you on your journey toward wisdom and inner peace. Embrace the power of listening and empathy, and you will discover the beauty of understanding others in a way that words can never express. Remember, the key to knowing others' thoughts lies in embracing their feelings with